The sound of a husky pressing its body against a closed nursery door at 4 in the morning is unmistakable. A low, steady wait. A scratch. A pause. Then again, Emma sat up before her brain finished waking. She had been a respiratory therapist for 9 years. She knew the difference between a pet that wanted attention and a pet that needed something. This was the second. She crossed the hall barefoot. The hallway nightlight made everything look softer than it was. The husky was in front of Oliver's door. Not pacing, not whining. Just standing there, head low, weight forward, eyes fixed on the wood. "Move," she whispered. The animal did not move. She pushed past, opened the door, and looked in. Oliver was asleep on her back, cheeks flushed, small fist curled near the cheek. The room smelled the way a child's room smells at 4 a.m. Nothing wrong. Nothing she could name. She turned back to the hallway. The husky was still standing there, watching her now instead of the door. She closed the door gently and went back to bed. By Tuesday, it had happened 3 more times. By Thursday, Greg was awake too. "It pushed me," he said over coffee. I went in to check on her at 1. The husky pushed against my legs. Hard. I almost fell. He laughed, but it was the wrong kind of laugh. The laugh of a man who had not yet decided what story he was going to tell himself about what was happening in his house. Emma did not laugh. She had been thinking about it for 4 days. "It's possessive," she said. "I've seen this before with families. The animal forms an attachment to the child and starts to read normal caregiving as a threat. We need to be careful." She said it because she had seen it. 20 families across 9 years. The pattern always started the same way. The animal positioning itself between the parent and the child. The animal refusing to move. The animal escalating until somebody got bitten or somebody got hurt. She knew what came next. On Friday, she called the rescue she had used for 2 previous families. She did not tell Greg she had called. She told herself she was just exploring options. She told herself she had not decided anything yet. On Saturday morning, the husky would not let her into the nursery at all. It stood across the doorway with its body turned sideways. When she stepped forward, it stepped forward with her. Not aggressive. Just there, filling the space she needed to fill. Oliver was crying inside the room. A short, breathy cry that Emma did not recognize. Not hungry, not tired. Something else. She tried to push past. The husky did not move. "Mark." Her voice came out flat. "Get this thing out of here. Now." He did. He carried it down the hall and put it in the laundry room and shut the door. The animal did not fight him. It just looked back over its shoulder once, at the nursery, before the door closed. Emma went into the room. Oliver was on her side. Her lips were a color Emma had only seen at work, a color she had not been ready to see at home. Her chest was rising too slowly. The fingertips were dusky. What followed took 11 minutes that felt like 4 hours. The 911 call. The voice on the phone telling her exactly which way to position the child. The lights of the ambulance turning the bedroom blue and red and blue and red. The IV. The oxygen mask the size of Oliver's whole face. In the hospital, hours later, the family veterinarian, who later explained it, sat down across from her with a chart in his hand. It was a silent RSV infection narrowing the airway 1 breath at a time, he said. Another 9 minutes, and we would be having a very different conversation. That came later. She just nodded the way you nod when you do not yet know what to do with what you have just been told. "Was she symptomatic before this morning?" the doctor asked. She thought about the door, about the nights, About the husky standing in the hallway at 4 a.m., with its eyes fixed on the wood like the wood was a problem it was trying to solve. Maybe, she said. I think, yes. She drove home alone that afternoon. The car was very quiet. Greg stayed at the hospital with Oliver. The streetlights were just coming on. She opened the laundry room door, and the husky did not run out. It walked, slowly, the way an animal walks when it is not sure if it is still in trouble. She knelt down on the kitchen floor. She did not say sorry. She had not earned it yet. She put her hand on the back of its neck and let it lean its weight into her palm. The husky closed its eyes. That night, the door to the nursery stayed open. The husky took its position on the rug at the foot of the empty crib and did not move. Emma sat in a chair across the room and watched it. Sometime around 2 a.m., she stopped trying to stay awake. When Oliver came home 3 days later, the husky did not perform relief. It walked over once, smelled the blanket, and went back to its rug. It had work to do. In the corner of the room, the small framed picture from the baby shower had fallen face down on the dresser. Emma had not noticed it before. She left it where it was. She had stopped kneading things to look like anything in particular. The dishwasher hummed in the kitchen. Outside, somebody started a car. Ordinary noises. Ordinary house. Ordinary hour. The ordinary part was what kept catching her by surprise. That the world had not stopped to acknowledge what had nearly happened in this room. The world did not know. The world would never know. Only she would know, and the animal asleep on the rug, and the small framed photo face down on the dresser that she had not yet decided whether to turn back over.